Hi, my name is Paul and I'm an engineer at NI and welcome to Power Management How-To video series. So in this particular video, I will go over the instructions of how to install measurements from the plugins IP library on GitHub, as you can see it here. So first, let's quickly discuss what is a measurement plugins library. So this is an open source library of measurements that is available on GitHub. And the measurements are organized by the type or device under test. And it supports multiple languages such as LabVIEW and Python and can serve as a low-code starting example for hosting measurements inside of InstrumentStudio Pro. So I'm currently on GitHub here and I'm ready to begin the software installation process. Now the URL will also be in the video description for those following along. So first, I'm going to go to PMIC LabVIEW example. Now there's also PMIC Python example, and the process is same for both. For my particular purpose, I will go with PMIC LabVIEW example, and what you want to do is just click PMIC LabVIEW example. And the first step is to go through your README file. So the README section essentially provides an overview of the various measurements that are included in the source code. So at this point in time, there are a handful of measurements available. So for single channel, you have efficiency and load regulation, you have line regulation, load transient response, ripple, and then multi-channel output voltage accuracy measurements available. And then for channel ganging measurements, this is for when you want to connect additional hardware in series and parallel to get more voltage or current. What's available is the single point channel ganging, sweep channel ganging, efficiency channel ganging type of measurements. The next section outlines the hardware dependencies for the test system. A list of instrumentation shown here is documented so you can replicate the system and run these type of measurements. And then I will do this in a separate video. I will outline the hardware instrumentation and connections for each of the various measurements in greater detail. Now, the next section here, the software dependencies, essentially outlines what is needed to run this example. So what's important is that you need InstrumentStudio Pro, and what's important is that the version that's listed here, you should have it what's required or higher. Then you have a requirement for your NI DC power drivers, NI SDC add-on, which is a semiconductor device control to help you with the registry control. And then you have a need for NI scope to read some faster speeds. So you need that driver as well. So the first step to do is obviously install all these software dependencies so you ensure that you have it. The way to go about this, you need a package manager. So I'm going to open the NI package manager, and there's different tabs inside NI package manager. So installed, you can see which software you have installed, so you can check if you have that and make sure if you have the latest version and everything that's on the dependencies list. Now for me, as you can see, I have nothing. So I'm going to go browse products and I'm going to search for InstrumentStudio software first. And obviously you'll need to install all the drivers. For the sake of time of video, I'm going to click this. I'm going to install one by one, and I'll see you after all my installations are complete. Hey, so I'm back. I installed all the software and on the system, and one way to verify that all the software is installed is through Package Manager. You can go to Installed and verify that all the software dependencies is installed that is required for PMIC LabVIEW example. So here we can see that everything is installed. So now that all the software dependencies is ready, I'm ready to go and install the PMIC LabVIEW measurements from the plugins library. So the easiest way to do this is to use the latest NI package under releases. So as you can see under releases, there's a package here. So I'm going to click here, and this is under assets. This is the package that you would install. I would recommend using NI package manager to install it, as this will add the feed to the NI package manager to inform you if there's any new released updates. However, it's perfectly viable to download the source code and place the measurements in the appropriate folder as specified in the InstrumentStudio Pro documentation. So for my purposes, I'm going to select this, and it will go and download the file. And after the downloads, I'm going to open file, and that should go and open right through the NI package manager and install all the required dependencies for me. As it's going to do this, again, I will take a break and I'll meet you after the installation. Okay, and I'm back. So the PMIC LabVIEW measurements have successfully been installed on the system. So let's quickly verify this by opening up InstrumentStudio Pro. So I'm going to go here and click Open InstrumentStudio Pro. So first time might take a little bit longer to install. So it might take some time. Let's see. And okay, so we have InstrumentStudio Pro that open now. There's three ways of going about this. Is auto create layout, manual layout, and debug. I recommend going the route of manual layout. So when you select manual layout, you can see the measurements installed here. So we can see crosstalk, efficiency, and all others that we talked and we saw in the README file. And then we also see the semiconductor device control for your registry control. So let's just build up a quick configuration here. So I'm going to select maybe crosstalk, do large panel, and then few, I'll do small panel. And they can configure this in any way that fits your needs. Just for my purposes, I'll just showcase these particular ones. So I'm going to click OK, and that should open all the type of measurements I want to do here inside InstrumentStudio Pro. So there we go. So we open and we have this beautiful interface for you to start doing your power management validation. So this essentially concludes this video on how to install measurements from the measurements plugins library on GitHub. Please see the other videos in the series on more detailed information about hardware connections, the InstrumentStudio Pro interface. So I'm going to walk you through how to interface here and how to go about it. Information about individual measurements, go each individual measurement like crosstalk efficiency and talk a little bit more about detail on that. And then just to see the workflow to move from InstrumentStudio Pro to test stand for your automation and many other measurements. Thanks for watching.